Hey, episode 188. If you're listening to this and you have anything to do with CBS sports, soccer, anything, we own you. I'm gonna tweet every day until somebody respond or block about if they're gonna do a Black History Month thing on there. They got to get us. You know, it really sucks. I'm trying to stall for Caesar to be able to look at the thing. He ain't even doing it.
178.
Now I'm stalling so you can look at the topic, but you know, the only thing that's bad about our Twitter getting taken away when it did, which was all Caesar's fault, is that our Twitter numbers are low, so we don't look real on there. But I know some of them people remember us from before.
They played us. They didn't give us that follow back.
And also, I had to put on there established May 2017. And I always had to make it a point that we're coming up on 4 years and we never missed a week to upload.
They played us on the Twitter.
On the low, like we've been going longer than some of these people that got check marks and all kinds of shit. And also, so it's bad for that reason, although I still do think it's a good thing because we would have been going extra crazy. Or at least I would have been on that Twitter going crazy.
In March, you've been wilding out.
During the whole protest summer, it would have been bad. So there would have been major beef on there. So I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm prepared to tweet every day to those CBS sports and soccer affiliates that if you're going to, you know, sadly, you know, this actually sucks, but you got to sometimes use what God gave you to try to get your foot in the door. Really, we should be on there just for soccer stuff because we're some of the best analysts in the world and pundits. But, you know, I don't know if it's just haters or if it's just, you know, for whatever reason, they haven't come around to checking out We Made It podcast after 3+ years to know that. But, you know, people are starting to care about Black stuff. So it's like, hey, we're Black. So, you know, maybe we can get our foot in the door that way.
Hey, we're Black.
I mean, although it hasn't helped us yet, you know, I mean, I guess the only way it could have helped us potentially is if BN had done anything having to do with Blackness this summer. They did not. They're the only people that are aware of us. Although I do think that if they would have done something, they would have done it without us anyway. But, you know, it's all good. We're still doing our thing. Nothing has stopped us yet. This year in May, it'll be 4 years of weekly uploads, many times more than one a week. I honestly don't think, here's two things that I think are true. I think that, okay, I know there's those soccer cooligans dudes, but I don't know. I don't really know what's up with them for real.
Who the fuck are soccer cooligans?
Okay, Caesar, relax.
Cooligans.
They have a show, and I think they've been out longer than us. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know like how. Okay, one of them is. Okay, wait a minute. I think they're both Latinos.
Okay, that's what's up.
And they're comedians, so they kind of what the hell? So they kind of brought their comedy into soccer world. So that's a little bit different. They started theirs in 2015. But they're not both Black. So I think that we're the longest running soccer show, the Black soccer show in American history.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the case.
I'm down to get that title.
I think we're the longest running Black soccer show in American history.
I'm gonna make Wikipedia's for us, and then I'm gonna put that on there because it's actually factual, though.
I don't know, but I think so. Because
the longest live form current all Black podcast, soccer podcast, Has to be We Made It podcast.
I remember there were some dudes before, but they've come and gone. You know what I mean?
Come and gone. So
I think we're the longest running black soccer show in American history.
I mean,
I
for sure,
don't know.
if they've been going longer, we have more episodes because this is getting ridiculous. We're every week since I was 16. This is insane.
And there was another one too where I was like, I feel like this is the case. I can't remember now, but I do think that we've been going. I think we're the longest running black soccer show in American history. I don't think that we're the only one. I remember there was some other guy that was out there, but he stopped doing it. You know what I mean? We love the sport. Obviously, if there was never a reason for us to talk about race in soccer, we would have done it. But there's reasons that come up. But obviously, we talk about we analyze the sport, and on the low, I think some of these other up and coming podcast people have took our swag a little bit.
You said it. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say no names. But I listen to some of these people every once in a while. I check them out. I'm not really into what they do. I'm sure some other people are into what they do. But I was kind of like, it seemed like you kind of listened to a few of our joints and was like, oh, we can do that. But you can't do it like how we do because we go pretty hard. Anyway, let me grab something really quick and then we'll get started.
Okay.
And we're back. Okay, Caesar, I tried to give you as much time as I could. Oh, actually, no, I'll give you some more time.
I'm almost done.
Big news. The when did they suffer this tragedy? One of the teams, one of the biggest stories ever, one of the craziest things that ever happened in football history. Like big facts.
Yeah.
Chapecoense, they are back in Serie in Brazil.
Chapecoense?
They won Serie B.
Nice.
They did what Vitória can seem not to do.
Oh, they had a lot more funding than us.
They got a lot more what?
Vitória lost that Coppa deal. Rough. We got some goddamn Payless brand now. Shit's rough out here. Went from Puma to Kappa to what?
I almost said something crazy.
I bought that Puma jersey before it got too bad.
I almost said something crazy, but shout out to them. They're a fairly new team. They only started in 1973. But, obviously in 2016, they suffered a major tragedy. The plane carrying the first team crashed. 71 people died in that crash. Only 6 people survived. It was crazy what happened to them in 2016. They ended up like going up, and then they went back down, and now they're back up. So that's an amazing story. I want to give them a shout out, obviously, because that's dope. Obviously, winning Serie B, like winning the second division in Brazil, going up into the Serie A. I feel like they were in like Copa Sudamerica at some point too, but I could be wrong about that. It gives them a lot of chances to get good players and stuff like that. So hopefully they can keep rising. It'd be dope to see them like become one of the powerhouse teams after suffering that tragedy. Mm-hmm. And then Vitória be going. They have to invent letters for Vitória. Like we got to make a damn Serie L for Vitória. They just keep going down.
I know you want to hate on us because we're called the Rubro Negro, but it's all good. Black History Month won't allow this, but keep going off though.
They're gonna be like, yeah, we gotta make Serie X for them.
Why are you such a big Bahia fan?
I'm not. But they did have that black coach though.
They did. We have a black coach now.
How black?
I mean, he's darker than me.
Okay, but him. Okay, but
him, isn't I bleach him? I don't.
Isn't your cousin a Bahia fan?
Everybody in my family is a Bahia fan, but me.
Okay, so Luana's Bahia.
Yes.
So I'm doing whatever she doing, dog.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God. Okay. You know what, dude?
I've been on the Instagram. I'm doing whatever the hell she doing.
Well, she back with Mans, so you're wasting your time again.
She ain't heard that I'm gonna be a Bahia fan for her though.
Oh no, she hasn't heard that. That might be a game changer. If you when we go to Brazil, you pull up rocking that Bahia jersey, it might be over. That would be kind of hard if you go to Brazil and you rocking the Bahia jersey. That'd be kind of hard.
Hopefully we go to Brazil. I'm rocking Bahia jersey. Some Victoria fan try to flex with me. I beat his ass.
You win her love forever.
And she's right there. And then I beat your ass too. I'm be like, she's
honestly, beating my ass would only win you mega points in my family. No one would be like, why would you? They'd be like, thank God.
I'm gonna be like, she's might have set me up. You know what I'm saying? He's a Victoria fan.
I definitely got shooters on Victoria's side. Let's go.
See? Just joking, guys. I love Caesar. And I also have a burgeoning love for his cousins. I'm back on Instagram. Flaming your boy, thirst trapping your boy. Anyway, let's get into this episode. It was so long.
I know why I did this. I know why I did this wrong. I made like a top 5 for overachieving.
Oh, that's why I take you so.
Yeah, I wrote a bunch of notes on it. Why did I go so hard on it? Oh, well, I wrote 4. I'm good.
Okay, whatever.
I have 4 overachieving. Is that good?
Well, it's in the top 5 leagues.
So I had to do one. Why had to do one per league?
I mean, it says top 5 leagues on the notes.
I know. I thought you meant across top 5 leagues, not like every single league. Because, like, for example, like overachieving. That's okay. That's okay. I don't want to get into it. We'll talk about it in the show starts. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, I did every league, even though I only watched 2.
Yeah.
Three. So I'm going to start with Serie.
What?
So you did over and under. Wait,
I did overachieving only right now.
Okay.
But so I can quickly look at an underachieving team. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's start with Serie. Just go to the standing. Should be fine.
Okay. So
my overachieving team. Anyway, let me just actually say what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do some over and underachieving teams in the top 5 leagues. Hopefully, we're going to talk about We're going to talk really quick about the Messi contract leak situation. Oh my goodness. We're going to get a look into.
I think it's Cap. Go ahead.
We'll see. We're going to get a bit into the transfers and loans. I don't know if Caesar looked at how I put the note on the email.
I did.
Okay, he's lying. And I was going to talk about Marseille, but like whatever. But we'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. Give some predictions possibly. But anyway, let's start off.
I guess.
I wanted to talk about the over and underachieving teams this season, mostly because it's an odd season. We haven't had fans in the stadiums for the most part. Obviously COVID's still going on. Teams are suffering a lot financially and the world. But I feel like sometimes that gives an opportunity for teams to kind of rise when they aren't expected to, or good teams to kind of falter a bit. So my overachieving team I put in Serie A is Milan, AC Milan. I put that they kind of have like a winning edge of the season. They haven't really had many draws. Obviously they're top of the table, and it's kind of a big deal because, dog, it really kind of is annoying that they call France Farmers League. Because I'm like, okay, like you got to stop this now. Because one, no players come out of Italy. Like there's no Italian players, dude. Like no teams come out of Italy. No,
all these Italian young talents. They talk about like I think it's Zaniolosa, whatever. They all just play in Italy still, and they're playing on Inter. So I don't really know what I'm talking about. There's only one young Italian talent that's doing work outside Italy.
Moises Kean.
Yes.
Okay, Milan haven't finished above 5th since 2012-13 season, and they're the last team to win the league other than Juventus, which was 2010-11. It's
which was a
about to be
solid year.
it's a decade that Juve won the league. That's insane. That's Farmers League, dog.
Yeah, for real.
Come on, man. Anyway, but Milan's been doing great. And my underachieving team, which might seem weird, is Inter Milan. Actually, even though they're second in the league right now and they're doing well in the league, but I can't let them forget that they crashed out of Champions League in a group that included Shakhtar and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Like nobody's expecting you necessarily to be above Real Madrid, but I mean, why not? But then also it got Shakhtar and Borussia Mönchengladbach, and you couldn't even get into Europa League. Like
That's rough. Okay, so I have mine. My overachieving team this year. I also agree is Milan. I mean, anytime any team, because it's kind of similar to Serie A when it comes to I mean, kind of similar to La Liga when it comes to Serie A, where there's not a ton of movement going on in terms of location, but that means that we need to highlight the movement going on in the top four and the top five. And that movement I thought was pretty massive in that end, where we're seeing a team like Milan who kind of did a lot of reconstruction. You know, I was actually telling Bam the day I watched the Milan game, and I was kind of really impressed. I was watching them; they look kind of good. They have some good players. They got Sandro. They got Sandro off of Brescia before it all fell apart, where Balotelli was that young baller. Sandro Tonali's a little baller. They have Kessie, who's 23. He looks like he's 44 though. He's only 23 years old.
Caesar, stop it. You're not going to tell me that Frank Kessie's 23 years old.
He's 23, dude. He's 23 years old. He's so damn good. I think he might be 24, but he's 23. Kessie's young baller, crazy, right? When Bam didn't realize when we were watching him on Atalanta that year they balled out, this dude was 19. He was 19 starting 44 games or whatever for Atalanta. and he was every bit of shape for it. That man is in shape. He's a baller, only 23 years old. Sandro Tonali, the other young baller, CDM, he's 19, and he's sitting across from Kessie. So they have a lot of good young talent. They got Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz looks good playing in that team over there. He looks good in that central role. Never thought he was a winger. But in that cam role, he looks pretty good. They just have good players in that team. And, of course, I think one of my favorite additions is Rafael Leão, who I think has, like, a lot of quality similar to, like, a Ronaldo. He plays like that wing. He's fast. He moves towards the goal all the time. That's a great compliment to someone who's out there who's not extremely speedy. And like we talked about Bam, we talked about Zlatan. He has that touch, man. He just, like, gets that ball, a good touch, and he's able to boom it in there. So they look really good. They look dangerous. And shout out to them for getting first place. One of the biggest notes 5 years ago, and they were talking about is like Milan needs to be resurged. The Milan teams need to come back. That's what's needed. And they both are back. Both teams are on top. So we'll see what happens now. But yeah, shout out Milan. They're definitely the overachieving team to me this year.
Who's your underachieving?
My underachieving team is absolutely Juventus. I mean, you cannot have a payroll like this. You cannot have arguably the best player in the world still at his age, and you're sitting at fourth place. Actually, damn near a loss away from fifth. Are you going to be playing Europa with Ronaldo? That's disrespectful to everybody. I mean, they're a place away from falling into Europa League. Are you going to play Europa next year with him? You better get rid of him before that. So, yeah, you don't sign the best player in the world to not advance farther in Champions League and to fall farther in your standings. I don't know what's going on. I thought they made some decent moves, but I don't know if it's the moves. I don't know if it's the coaching or if it's what's going on, but it's just not going right for them.
Caesar, I know what you're thinking about because I know you did not forget that we made an award that I gave worst transfer. And, it keeps proving my point.
It doesn't prove your point, but I think maybe a worse transfer in terms of what they did. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I see your point where it's that transfer didn't do anything for them to help them. Maybe they got more money, more clout, but they didn't get better standings.
Oh yeah, I'm the football genie.
Sure.
football clairvoyant. Anyway, Caesar, while I'm talking about Bundesliga, can you go look at Ronaldo's second goal in the Coppa Italia match from against Inter yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna say this before I get into Bundesliga. Do not respond because you'll go off. Ronaldo this is no cap. He is the most hated player in football. The most hated. You're
I
gonna
can't
see
agree with you more.
when you see this goal and you see that you did not even see nothing about it for real. You're gonna. I mean,
Who was the team they put against?
Enter. It was yesterday. Anyway, you're gonna go crazy, so you might want to mute yourself. I'm joking. So Bundesliga, overachieving and underachieving teams. Now, am I cap? Absolutely. I haven't watched maybe 3 Bundesliga matches this season. I am cap, but I got the internet, so I can. So I can look and see who teams are doing well and which are not. Now, even my picks are not that great. I mean, my overachieving pick is real, but my underachieving pick is kind of fugazi too. Overachieving for sure is Wolfsburg. They are third right now. It looks like they're playing some good defense. It doesn't look like they're scoring many goals, but they're playing some good defense. Being third for Wolfsburg, they almost got relegated a few times. I remember Caesar was talking about them a couple years ago. At this point, when we made a podcast, you can even say a few years ago. We've been doing this for so damn long. But I remember him talking about how bad they were. But right now in Bundesliga, they are third. So hopefully they can keep it up, at least, end up in a Europa League spot. They still got your boy John Brooks. An underachieving team, although this is kind of a dumb pick because they weren't even doing well before. But Hertha Berlin, only because they got my boy, the legend, Matteo Guendouzi. And I'm like, damn, no, you can't be getting Guendouzi and doing bad. But they did make another signing. They did get your boy Sami Khedira. So I'm thinking if you got two good midfielders,
You better do something with it.
you better do something with it. I don't want to see them floating above relegation zone no more.
It's his first goal?
The first goal is a penalty.
Oh my god, this freaking highlight package is so long.
Here
Here we go.
Caesar watching.
Oh wow. Wow. Damn. That's real right there. How you gonna show no love for that? Not only did he steal the ball from the defender, but he kicks it on the left foot too, and it went off that sidebar. That looked like a FIFA goal. Come on, man. That's
Caesar.
grimy. That's a dope ass goal.
Caesar, it's one of the best goals you're
And
gonna
he scored
see.
2 in this game. Damn.
All I seen was like, oh, Ronaldo scored a brace. I seen, oh, like I went.
I saw everybody saying that he just scored penalty. I'm like, that's not a penalty right here.
I seen. I was like, I wonder what Bonetti said about that goal. He was like, oh, he rounds the keeper, and I'm like, dog, like that's literally one of the. He was like, oh, whoever the guy back there made a mistake, and then Ronaldo rounds the keeper. I'm like, dog. This is a dude, he's 36 years old. He's running back, defending, stealing the ball, and then putting in a long-ass shot on his off foot. Like, come on. He had to watch it to all the way at the end to see if it was going to go in. Like, come on, that's one of the best goals you're going to see.
It's a very nice goal. I like it. I appreciate that kind of goal. It's nice.
Like, you know what's – like, maybe I'm wrong for this or whatever, but, like, when they go crazy over free kicks, I'm not so impressed by a free kick. Aside from that, like a dead ball goal to me, like, yeah, that's dope. Like, you got that free kick and that's crazy, but like, it is a dead ball situation. Like, you're standing there, like, you can get like, dog, the retired players that's like 55 can still put in free kicks in practice. Like, they can still like go out there and do dope free kicks. Somebody running and stealing the ball and putting it, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at that like it's regular. That's literally a solo goal. That's a solo goal, man.
Yeah, that's a really impressive goal. And I think it's messed up. Now, I disagree with you about free kicks. I think free kicks are insanely hard. So I'm really impressed by them. But that goal is really nice.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe we can talk about free kicks after because
Oh
you
my
know,
God, here you go. You want to do a rant about free kicks now? All right.
no, because we rarely disagree about stuff, so I actually kind of like this. I'm
I'm
right.
down. I mean, you're wrong, but all right.
Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Do you want? We'll skip your Bundesliga because none
No,
of
I have
us.
my Bundesliga. I want to do it. For Bundesliga for me, I have my my underachieving team. My overachieving team is obviously Union Berlin. Um, I mean Union Berlin. I mean these fools weren't even in this division last season. I know it's the same as you said. They weren't even they weren't even in Bundesliga 1 last year. And then here they are sitting around 8th. Good for you, dog. You made it. You made it. You're sitting up there. I watched 0 Bundesliga's game this year, and it'll probably stay at 0. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. My underachieving team has to be Hoffenheim. I looked last year. Hoffenheim had an Europa League spot, and then this season they're sitting at 12th. So sound like you're kind of underachieving to me, big dog.
Look at like BVB is also doing pretty poorly.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in a league spot and you're sitting at 12th now, I believe that's considered underachieving in this earth.
All right, fair enough. Let's get over to Liga, one of my favorite leagues to watch. My overachieving team, Lille. Although Lille is kind of a big club, and you know they've done well in the past few years for sure. They won the league not that long ago, well, almost 10 years ago. Um, I think Lille did a good job putting together a good squad. They brought in Jonathan David from Belgium. It took them forever to score.
Big Canadian, by the way. We stand with Canadians.
Big facts, French Canadian.
Relax, we're Canadian.
Absolutely. He took a long time to start scoring. It was going bad for him, but in the last few, like I want to say in the last like month and a half, he's starting to get his scoring going on. He scored today, actually. He's always been assisting and doing things, but it was really cool to see. I think his name is Christophe Gauthier, to like stick with him and not just like blow the team up. Renato Sanchez has been hurt for a while. He just came back recently, but they signed Yazici and Borak Yilmaz. I think that's his name.
I thought they had UMass last year.
I'm not, I'm not 100% sure, but they got Yazici. They got 2 Turkish guys in there.
That Turkish guy up top is a baller.
Yazici number 12, he's a baller. And,
baller dog. He's a baller.
Like thugging. And honestly, I wanna show him some love because he was thugging it out, balling. And I was like, oh, let me look this guy up. Usually I don't really look up Turkish guys. They just come from Turkey. They've never really been around and stuff like that. But I was like, I got to look to see I wanted to see what team this guy came from. He came from Trabzonspor. And I was
Trapezoid.
like, yeah. And you know what's funny? I just kind of assumed that team was also in Istanbul. I'm not like a big, I don't know a whole lot about Turkey like that. I mean, I kind of, you know what I'm saying, but like not a whole lot. But I was like, okay. And then I like happened to click on like where it is. And I was like, whoa, this is like all way on the other side, like on the.
I literally know nothing about Turkish region. I'm sorry.
It's all the way on the coast of the Black Sea. And I was like looking it up. And I was like, damn, I've never wanted to go to Turkey before. And now I kind of want to go visit that city though. So I want to show some love to Yazici because I'd never even really heard of that city. And I'm like, okay, I've never wanted to go to Istanbul. I never wanted to go to Ankara or anything like that, or Izmir. But I do kind of want to go to Turkey now just to visit Trabzon up there on the coast of the Black Sea. Hopefully they're not racist.
Okay, but take me with you because I'm down. I said take me with you because I'm down.
But wait a minute. Let me get my underachieving. My underachieving is Paris Saint-Germain. Come on, man. 5 losses this season. And they just lost to
only 2 points from the lead or 3 points from the lead.
Yeah, but 5 losses and they just lost to what wasn't Mets. They just lost to damn, this is annoying because it was just the other day. Let me double check. They just lost to Lorient. Like, come on, dude. On the last second counterattack. Like, what are you doing? And so I'll put their underachieving for that. Like obviously they're not doing too bad and they're winning right now, but and also like firing a coach mid-season, like there had to be a lot going on for that to happen. And a coach that was well liked by the players to get somebody who's never won a trophy, like that's kind of whack. And he came in with COVID too. Like, what are you doing, homie?
I mean, I definitely want to show love. I mean, I really didn't. I was kind of hesitant to give overachieving to Lille, but I'm gonna give it to them anyways because it's not even like it's a Lyon or like even a Monaco. It's Lille. Like I'm expecting seeing Lille at the top position is like I think really good for that league in general. I mean, of course, it's not great for Paris, but it's good for the league. Um, I've always that's whenever I'm on Sling TV, no ad. That's not a plug. Whenever I'm Sling TV. Whenever I see a little game, I turn it on. I'll watch it. That's one of my favorite Ligue 1 teams to watch casually while I'm working. Definitely one of my favorites. I like their makeup. I like their formations. I do like that they go with the two-striker system and that 4-4-2. I think it looks good for them, especially when they have good midfielders that cover the ground well, hence Sanchez. They have my boy Jonathan Iconi, who I have a picture with in Venice Beach still. He's very short. Him, I have like all these dudes. So it's dope. So I like that team. I saw that Bam's most hated American player scored today too. Tim Way didn't want to show no love to Tim Way because he scored, even though Bam said he was shot. But yeah, so he scored today. Yeah, big ups to Leo. I like seeing that. I don't. But my picks, I don't like making picks that like saying a team's underachieving and picking an aggressive pick like PSG because it's like we're gonna look stupid if in 2 months all these teams always underachieve, they're close, they'll win the league. How's it underachieving if they win the league again? They're only 3 points. They have 48 points. The leaders at 51. How's it underachieving if they end up winning the league? Just because they're underachieving in February? Like, is that what you mean?
Yeah, they're underachieving right now.
I didn't pick that. I'm
not gonna look stupid.
I picked my underachieving pick for
Caesar. So hold on.
I picked
Caesar. Can you say picking? Because you're picking it right now. Don't try and cap.
I already picked it like a minute ago. I'm not picking it right now. I swear to God, I'm not capping. I have the list right here. I just had to look on my list. My underachiever is gonna be Nice. What's so funny, dog? What's so funny? I did my research. Nice last year was a spot away from getting Europa League. They were 5th. This season they're sitting at 14th. That's an underachiever if you ask me.
They did also fire Patrick Vieira also.
They did fire Patrick Vieira. They're having a wild year.
Yeah, they are.
They still have Casper Dolberg though.
He's been having some issues. He got COVID like twice. He got robbed. All kinds of crazy stuff.
I have a feeling he's kind of ratchet on low.
Yeah, I think so too.
I get those ratchet vibes from him.
Yeah, because his house.
You can just look at somebody. You can just sense it. I sense it from him.
His house got burglarized, and whenever I see that, I'm like, dog, it's an inside job. Like,
it's always no one ever just randomly pulls up on cribs.
Yeah, it's like that's your homies. You got ratchet homies.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that could happen, I think, is not inside job. Is like when your house gets vandalized. That's different. But when your house gets burglarized, but that's an inside job, my guy.
You dig?
You got the wrong dudes up in there.
Exactly. You've been inviting random shorties in there, and they got the drop on you.
And got COVID.
Okay, so let's go to La Liga. This is funny because I honestly, I could not come up with an overachiever. I just like
that was so rough. This was a rough one.
I look at the standings. I was like, maybe I'm like, no, Sociedad is good. Real Betis is good. I'm like,
Villarreal was good. Like it's just
like the teams.
There's barely any movement.
Yeah, like you can say you could give a couple underachieving, but overachieving, like somebody could.
You know what? No, I think we're being impartial. No.
Like the easy pick is Atleti, but the only reason I can't really do that is because one, they are a good team. You can't just be losing the league forever. And also the reason why I didn't want to do it is because they don't have pressure. So I'm like, it's hard to do that for a team that doesn't have pressure and they're already good. And you're like, you're top of the league right now. But you I'll say you counter that, and then I'll say my underachieving.
Bam, you're being a hater, dog. You're being a hater. You're really being a hater. Because we can't go with the same format we've done for the last 2 leagues about these third place teams getting first, second place teams last year getting first. Leo last season had basically the same situation as Atletico Madrid. But the big difference on this one, okay, is that Atletico Madrid this season is actually 10 points ahead of second place. The other teams like Inter and stuff like that, or Juventus that are in different positions now, they're sitting 10 points above Barcelona, Real Madrid in first. I do not like Simeone. I cannot cheer for them, Madrid, but I will give them credit. They are definitely overachieving sitting at this first place. They made, I think, good signings this season. They got good midfielders in there with Kondobia, Torreira. They got Luis. I can only score inside the box. Suarez. Fine. They're sitting at first, 10 points ahead. They've won their last 5 games in a row. No other team in the top 5 has done that. I'm going to give them love.
Well, Caesar, that was actually how you were judging it, not me.
No,
so.
you literally made the pick earlier where you selected, who was it? You selected PSG as an underachiever because they're sitting in third, 3 points away from first place.
Caesar, I said 5 losses and they fired the coach.
You called Milan an overachiever, okay? Like, it's whatever, dog.
Yeah, that's different situation than Atleti. Milan sucked the past 10 years.
Atleti sucked or Milan? Yeah, well, yeah, they did. But they still spent in the top 6 spot, though, top 5.
That ain't shit. But I hesitate to call Atleti an overachiever, but if I have to give it, yes. But
and it only works in this league because of how the makeup has been this season, where it has not been a lot of crazy movement.
Yeah. Now, underachieving, there was a couple of teams I could have gone for, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just give it to Barcelona and Real Madrid for letting Atleti be top of the league.
Come on, dog. I can't do your list. I can't do this.
I'm mad at both of y'all for letting Atleti be top of the league. So both of y'all are underachieving.
They're probably going to win the league this year too.
I don't care about their stats. I don't care about their points. Just the fact that y'all are letting Atleti do this, y'all are both underachieving.
I mean, it's really annoying because never mind. I hate Eden Hazard. I'm so done with him. He's going on the bail train. Honestly, I'm over it. But Valencia, dog. It has to be Valencia. I love me some Valencia. I actually watched the last 3 Valencia games, and I did not check their record. And I was like, man, they look pretty cool out there. I was like, holy crap, they're 14th. I was like, yo, you're sitting below newly promoted Cadiz? What's going on here? Y'all can't finish above Cadiz, my dude? Like, what's happening right now? Cadiz payroll is like $2 million total for the whole fucking staff, including players. Valencia out here got ballers. One of my favorite slept on Valencia players is Kangun Lee, the Korean dude. He's a fucking baller. They got ballers on the team. Solis is balling. They got players that going hard. I blame that American. They're sitting at 14th. That's really disappointing. That's a good team. To be also fair, though, this actually further reinforces a point that Bam was making, that arguably one of the best midfielders the last 2 seasons was Kondobia of Valencia. He made no mistakes. He was a sensational player, got no love for it at all. And now you lose that player and suddenly lose 14th? Maybe that says something about your position and ball retention and ball recovery when you lose one of the arguably the most slept-on midfielders in the entire planet last year was Kondobia.
You know, I'm like, I don't know what's going on there. They do have good players.
COVID? It's a weird year, though. It's a weird
year. Yeah.
It's still weird.
It's a weird year. So who knows what's going on with Valencia? I do think they'll end up getting it together. But of all the leagues, La Liga looks like it did last season, basically. You know what I mean? It's not, or I mean,
there's not a lot of shuffling in the top 5.
Before COVID.
Even like I think Villarreal and Sociedad are literally in the same exact spots as last year.
Basically, yeah.
Sitting at 6 and 5.
Okay, so last but not least, obviously EPL. I'm going to give my over and under. Actually, no. I'm going to give my overachiever, and then Caesar give his overachiever. Then I will do my underachiever because it's annoying again. My overachiever this season, my overachiever this season is Everton. Everton was playing really well. They were top of the league for a while. They got a good chance to be in Europe next season, which will be really good for them. I think that they got a good coach in Carlo Ancelotti. Some shuffling around. They brought in James Rodriguez. They brought in what's the guy's name? Ducore or something like that from Watford. I want to say I can't remember. He's some midfielder. But it was going to be a bit of a okay, whatever. I'll just ignore you. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to. It was going to be somewhat of a challenge for seemingly for James Rodriguez to be productive in EPL. There were a lot of doubters about him, and I think he's come to EPL and done really well. I've watched them play maybe like 4 times, but it's been a little bit. But they've been playing well, and I think they have a good chance to be in Europe, even if it's in Europa. And that'll be good for them because if they're in Europe, there's a lot of good players who, see that a team is playing in Europe, regardless if it's Champions League or Europa League, and they're like, okay, like they'll want to go there. So that's a good way to get good French players, like players that's coming from lower leagues, Belgian players to come through. And, I got to give credit to Everton, my overachiever.
I think that's a cute pick. If you just like tune into EPL on Instagram every week or so, that's a good pick to pick. But I think the real gutter pick, the real EPL true pick, the real pick has to be the team with me and Bam's favorite karaoke song, West Ham Burglars, are absolutely the pick for the overachievers. Not only did they finish lower than Everton last season at almost relegation, below Everton last season, this season they're above Everton in the Europa League spot, and they've won 4 of the last 5. So big ups West Ham Gills. Big shout outs to them. The only reason I also 2% like that team more is because they redid their logo. It looks a little cooler now. But I have watched -0 games this year. So big shout out West Ham girls.
I've actually watched them play this season, but I saw them lose.
Yeah. I have another. I have like a star, like an honorary mention.
Let's wait until we do.
No, I'm going to make my honorary mention. It's the last one. I can make my honorary mention. No, it's my honorary mention. I'm going to make it.
Caesar, can we wait till
it's an overachiever?
Can we wait until we do our underachievers first?
Why? It's not an underachiever.
So what? Can we say our underachievers first? So my underachievers, yes, there is a plural. It's all the big London.
So you got to mention 2. Cool. Go ahead.
It's all the big London teams. Right now, we got Tottenham at 7th, Chelsea at 8th, and Arsenal at 10th. And the team that you just gave the overachiever to, West Ham, is the other London team, and they're the top one at 6th. So the other London team is Crystal Palace. Huh?
5th?
Oh, damn. Maybe something happened today then.
West Ham is above Everton. They're sitting at 5th.
Okay, well, shoot. Maybe something happened today.
That's all I'm saying, that they're finishing 5th.
Okay. So, yeah, underachievers are the good London teams, the big London teams, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Y'all are trash right now. Caesar, underachiever. Then you can do your honorary mention.
One of those races that I had to go. I can only mention my 2 teams after yours. Finish your 2 teams in the same category, but it's all good. This is how I'm treated because him a bleach. So I want to say that my underachiever for this season has to be the only Portuguese city and Portuguese club inside of England, Wolves. Lobos finishing 14th this season, dude. Are you kidding me? You guys are 14th right now. Last year they were at a Champions League spot, right? Was it Champions League or Europa League? I think it was a Champions League spot.
No, they were in Europa.
They had a Europa League spot, and then this season they signed every single person that, even if they speak Portuguese from a Portuguese country, a lusophone that exists, they signed them, and they finishing 14th right now. That's rough. Anytime you're below Crystal Palace, you got to do some overhaul. So, because all Crystal Palace spends money on is one player. So yeah, they gotta that's rough right there. Disculpa Lobos. That's not acceptable.
Okay, and also your other overachiever.
My other overachiever has to be shout out to Aston Villa, big dog. I think Aston Villa gets some love out here. You know what I'm saying? They literally had a battle. I remember that. They had the battle at that like last game for relegation. They finished 1 point away from relegation last season. And you know, this season they're sitting mid-tier, right below the two London clubs. They can catch another dub and skip both of them. You know, you never know. So shout out Aston Villa. Already my favorite Premier League player balling out for them too. So shout out Aston Villa.
Currently getting hold on.
Currently getting clapped. Are they getting clapped right now? Like 8-0.
Currently getting beat by West Ham, and Jesse Lingard has a brace.
Let's freaking go. West Ham burglars. Also, I saw today that Man U beat Southampton 9-0. So, you know, it's a wild day. That's COVID. If that's not COVID season, I don't know what COVID season is.
I'm very excited to see these highlights.
Yeah, EPL's going up when Man U scores 9-0 on a team that's not even a relegation or 12th in the league.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's our over and underachieving teams. Cesar, I want to talk about this Messi contract leak.
Okay.
So the funny thing is when I seen it come out, I thought that Barcelona and them were going to be saying that, oh, it's not the real contract. But they're saying that, but they haven't denied that that's the contract. They're just trying to say like, you know, it's really whack that somebody leaked it. Barcelona is denying responsibility for leaking the contract. The Spanish paper El Mundo published the astonishing details of his deal, which claimed he's earning over 555 million euros across a 4-year contract, like the latest extension he signed. Barcelona is saying that they express regret for this being leaked. They have,
it was real.
Yeah, and they're saying that they have absolute support for Lionel Messi, and they hope that that it doesn't damage their relationship with him. Now, I want to say this off top, and you know what's funny, because we actually talked about this. We actually had an in-depth conversation about this not that long ago. I can't remember what episode, but I guess it was around the time, either when he did that interview or either we were like speculating if he would leave or not. But this is, in my opinion, Barcelona FC trying to get ahead of Messi leaving by trying to turn the fans against Messi. Especially because they got PSG coming up in Champions League. If Barcelona don't beat PSG in Champions League, it's a failure these past 5 seasons in Champions League. I think Barcelona leaked this to be like, look, the reason why we're doing bad is because this dude is eating up all the money. Now, obviously I can't prove that, but it makes sense because also you had Lionel Messi trying to leave this summer, and it wasn't rumors. He came out and admitted it in his flip-flops. So he just said, I just tried to leave in my Gucci flip-flops. So I think that Barcelona is like, they're being proactive. They're like, look, he's probably going to leave in the summer. We're probably going to lose we're not going to win Champions League. If we win the league, whatever, people are going to be disappointed. We gotta keep our fan base, and we gotta try to turn them against Messi, which is nearly impossible.
Nearly.
But maybe if they're like, look, he's greedy. You know? I don't know. What do you think?
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that Barcelona, although we can't prove this is allegation, I think allegedly they leaked this in a video game, as they say. In a video game, I think they leaked this because there's no way you're going to be a successful club if you have one player who already the previous 5 years made 500 million in euros. The previous, and then this new 4-year deal, he's going to be making what he made more than 5 years before this. That's insane. That's bonkers. Now, of course, a counter argument someone could make, not for the club, for the player, is that, well, over a certain salary you make in Spain, you have to give up half of that in taxes. I don't think a lot of people know that about Spain. That's why a lot of players had issues with taxes. They were trying to get around that tax situation in Spain that Messi didn't actually see 500 million. He saw half of that. But still at the same time, it's buku money, it's bonkers money, and
That's
you're
still
not
off
going to
of.
be successful. And there's just I think Barcelona was negotiating for this to like save grace with fans doing this negotiation, but there was just no feasible way you went through with these 2 seasons. You would these 2 past seasons right now with finances and money wise and player cuts, and you're going to be asking player cut, and you're going to be negotiating another 500 milli contract. There's just no way you're going to pull through with that. I mean, even Real Madrid, who's been very good about the money, talk about selling players just so they can stay afloat. And players who I love, and I think is racist, but they're trying to do that right now. So it's I think that there's some shadiness going on here. I wouldn't be above it because people need to understand at the end of the day, there's a lot of corporate people, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of money involved. Whenever there's money involved, people are willing to take risks. They're willing to do what they can to save finances, and I wouldn't be surprised by it. But it's almost disgusting to me that there's like they would go this far to like try to keep the negotiation going. It's like kind of gross to me. I'm like, you're not going to pay this dude. You're not paying this dude this much. There's no way you're paying this.
Wait,
So like,
what
I'm saying like,
negotiation?
I think it's whack that like he couldn't leave before. Like he couldn't leave this season. They didn't release him.
Oh.
Like to like another team. Cause I'm like, you're not going to pay this man this. Like, there's just no way.
Well, I think that well, his contract is over this summer.
Yeah.
So I think for them, like
They couldn't get someone to spot half the damn release clause so they could like at least get some back in. Now he's probably gonna walk free.
but to be honest with you, like from a club standpoint,
Maybe no one wanted to pay. To be honest, maybe no one wanted to pay at all. It's just rumors.
yeah, like I like that probably also is the case. But honestly, as a club, thinking as like the shrewd, club.
Yeah, well, put your shrewd hat on.
Yeah, yeah, I can become a shark, but
Yeah, no, do it.
like
I'd love to
I'm
see
not.
that perspective.
I wouldn't want Messi to leave and it's not amicable because you got to save face in the media. When it became a situation, they lost 8-2 in Champions League. Right after that, the rumors are going. Right after that, the rumors are going. It looks bad if he leaves when it's like leaving on a bad loss and it's like he's trying to get out of there. It makes Barcelona look bad. You'd rather have a situation where he's leaving, it's fine, like it's cool, that he played out his contract like a loyal player does, and like now he's moving on to whatever. But I think that they want to do that, but they also got to make sure they retain the fans' support, especially if they don't end up doing well in Champions League and or the league. You got to be able to look, and they're never going to say it outright. They're never going to be like, hey, well, it was hard to do bad because he was eating up all the money. They also made bad signings. Like I'm not forgetting that either. But you got to try to do something to make him look a little bit bad too. And this is a good chess move here because there ain't much that Messi can say, and he probably was looking back like, damn, ooh, okay, that was a good one. He's like, they kind of got me there,
No, he's probably throwing a tantrum, to be honest with you.
And also going back to the taxes thing, regardless of the taxes that Messi has to pay, the club still has to pay that money. So like Messi's only seeing half that, or probably 60% taxes out there, but the club is still shelling out €500 million for him over 4 seasons. And these past 4 seasons, they have not been very successful. They've won the league a couple times, but they haven't been successful in Champions League where the big money is made.
I agree with you. I think it is very intelligent it's very shrewd and clever and intelligent to. The only way to really save grace, like you said earlier, is to show everybody, I don't know what you're expecting us to do when we're paying out this much for a guy who, is at the decline of his career. I don't know what, we're trying to retain your favorite, but look how much your fave is costing us. I'm scared to look at what he even made during their trip, their try years and all the stuff that was going on. I don't even know what the deal was. I can't imagine how much the salaries have changed since then. And it's really funny to me that, like, people like Deba is like the first thing they want to talk about is how much Spain taxes Messi. Like, that's cute. Like, I'm saying that to inform people. You're saying that to cover for him, but it's not really what the deal is. People aren't really like, I mean, people can be upset about or whatever about how much Messi's scoring, making. That's whatever. But it's more about seeing that money and seeing it compared to how much Barcelona is able to even generate and what kind of players are able to get there. I mean, if they were so desperate to get a Braithwaite, that tells you like how rough it's going over there. They can't even get a Lacazette. Y'all can't afford Lacazette, my dude. But also, you're kind of stupid for signing the Griezmanns. That's stupid. That's bad management too. So, I mean, for me, they saved some grace. I mean, thanks for the leak dogs. I'm like, damn. Well, y'all got to do something about this. Now, to me, it's like one of those situations. Like, if you keep him, you're like that example of like, oh, why'd you get back with your ex? You knew what the deal was going to be like. So now I'm not. Now if they get him, they retain or sign the deal again. I'm like, y'all are just stupid. You deserve the pain you're suffering, and you're just a dumb organization.
What they're gonna be saying, can we franchise tag him?
They'd be like, damn, can we get the franchise tag in Spain? I mean, you're already taking half the taxes. Can we get the franchise tag too?
Yo, can you imagine? Like, that's exactly what they would do. They would just be like, look, okay, he's at the end of his contract, franchise tag him.
And especially speaking about how Barcelona's performing this season, I know it's cute. People like to point out, oh, they're finishing. Messi's still top 3 in scoring. But I was like, I think one of the critical things that highlights what we've talked about with Messi is looking at his assist stats. He's always been a really good assist with the numbers. He's always had really great assist numbers. Only 2 this entire season. It's kind of a shocking stat to even see when it comes to Messi. I thought that was shocking to see he only has 2 assists this entire season. I was like, whoa. And that kind of speaks, I think, to just the game in general, how he's playing. His play style has changed. He's more of like this counterattack burst every couple plays, more than being an intricate part of like how the offense is being set up. And that speaks to it. I'm sure you can score the goals, but the assists are goals too, for your team at least. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to be paying. I don't know if I'm paying that money. Maybe they want to like send them to Inter so we can call Inter the underachievers.
Well, I like, going into Barcelona themselves, like a few weeks ago, we were saying like they haven't beat a good team since last March.
No.
The best team that they've beaten since last March is Athletic Club, and then they lost to them when it mattered.
Yeah, they did.
And obviously, it wasn't like, oh my God, the Super Cup is such a big deal. But it would have been good for Ronald Koeman to be like, hey, I got a trophy here.
I mean, it's always a good opportunity to get a trophy right now.
Yeah, even if
all these top 5 days, it's good to just get a trophy right now. It looks good, especially a fresh coach.
And especially because it's Barcelona. They had beaten Athletic Club not that long before that. Then they beat him after that.
I remember when Ole took over. They were really happy that he won the Community Shield or whatever with Zlatan. They were really happy about that. Not that they went. Of course, they didn't do great in EPO or fantastic or they won. But people were like, yeah, but he did get that trophy when he came in. People like that when a fresh coach gets some kind of trophy. They like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I do think that it was a chess move by the club. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's not like I think the club is like quote unquote innocent, but like. They're having a situation with Messi. Messi's thrown them under the bus and, in a major way. And I think this was kind of like, they definitely got some more stuff coming for sure.
Bam thinks this is a whole damn scandal about erupt.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because dog, imagine, you lose 8-2 in Champions League, 8-2. Then like the icon major player is coming out saying, I want to leave. And then he's like, I mean, he didn't necessarily say it, but it was like everybody knew. And then when he couldn't leave, he did a whole interview in his Gucci flip-flops and said, I wanted to leave. Like that makes the club look bad.
Yeah.
Even if the club should look bad, the club gotta be like, damn dog, like he's throwing us under the bus. He's making us look really bad. We're already suffering, struggling. We gotta ask players for pay cuts, all this stuff. we got to do something so we can save face a bit when it's time for him to leave this summer. And I'm not really on the side here, like whatever, like I don't really care, but like I can see that, both sides are doing something, and for sure the club got some more stuff lined up for Messi's ass, for sure.
Damn. Well, ban with the game breaker.
Can you, like, even all them seasons when they was speculating about Ronaldo leaving, but when it came time for him to leave, there was no drama.
No, I mean, it was very amicable. I mean, the Real Madrid just put a press release thanking him for being the biggest goal scorer in the world, so of all time. So, which I don't think is real, but a shout out to them. So that's amicable right there. They were just like, it's all good, it happens, and I mean, if Ronaldo handled it professional, it was even professional. Man, you look how much Man U people still love him. They still chant. They still do that little chant sometimes. It's cute. They still like Ronaldo. He has his own chant there. They wanted him to come back. All these places he's left on good terms. So that's how the professional takes care of it. And we still this day might not know all the specifics of how the pay is. And maybe Ronaldo felt like he should have been paid something like that too. And the club's like, well, we can't afford that right now. So they would just walk their separate ways, and that's fine. That's how it is. That's how employment's supposed to be. As an employer-employee relationship is supposed to be like that. Okay, terms of service, the contract's over. Appreciate that. Thank you for the work. All right, great. All right, sounds good. And you'll be a great reference in the future. That's how it's supposed to be. But the way it was handled with the Messi situation, it was messy. It was no pun intended. It was dramatic, and there was flip-flops involved, and I just can't get down with that.
Exactly. And even obviously players leave before their contract's over, but that's when you pay a transfer fee, and it's just like that's just how business works. Yeah. You don't necessarily or players hold out like Rabiot did. Rabiot was like, I want to leave. They wouldn't let him go for free. Like they wanted him to sign an extension so they
get more money for him.
So there would be a transfer fee.
He's like, that's going to be hard, but I want to go this league or this place. I'm not doing that. And you had to pay your dues.
And maybe he looked at it as like, well, like, and which I can understand this too. Maybe he's like, well, what if I get hurt this season or something like that? Then I won't be, it won't be work out for me. So he just decided to sit out.
Which is a fine perspective, because I know they're players, but they're technically like independent contractors. They're signing these different contracts, different employers, and they need to look out they need to make the best decisions for their value.
Yeah. So, and the values in their body. I mean, he just made that decision. He's like, I'm just going to sit out. Obviously, he's not a big player, so it doesn't matter as much. But like he said, I'm just going to sit out. They said, okay, whatever. You can practice with the team, and they probably said, look, okay, you're making the decisions. Just don't be in the media going crazy. And like, you can practice with the team. And that's what he did that whole season. He just didn't play and practice with the team. In the summer, he went to Juve. These things go different ways, but at the same time, like going back to the Messi and Barcelona situation, having him, especially after that 8-2 loss, that's embarrassing. And you're the face of the team. So you're trying to leave after that, like it looks bad. And then you're putting it out there that you want to leave. And then after you had to stay at the team, you're throwing on the Gucci flip-flops with some, you know what I'm saying, with some Louis socks.
Yeah, and some no socks though, and the Gucci flip flops with the Balenciaga short shorts. You doing your thing, dog.
Out there talking your talk. Anyway,
wearing the Massimo Target shirt. It's all good though.
Anyway, let's talk about the recent transfers. Obviously, the transfer deadline day just passed. There were some loans, some transfers that happened. Let's get into them real fast, see what you think about them. Your boy Minamino loaned to Southampton from Liverpool for the rest of the season.
Minamino.
The dude who came from Red Bull Salzburg.
Oh, Minatomo, whatever, right? Minatomo, whatever?
Minamino. He went to Liverpool.
Oh, it was Mina. Sorry. I think there's a T in his name. That's good.
His first name
it was kind of hard for him getting that spot starting, because started balling. That Jota dude started balling. Jota started balling, and I was like, well, you're not really gonna get burned up there. He's good, so that's good. I mean, you're gonna go to Southampton, rough in the streets, but it's all good.
Yeah, like I didn't. He's a baller. I didn't love him going to Liverpool.
Me either. I didn't think that was a good signing.
Yeah, because it's like and whatever. Like he's probably just getting some big money. But
And
you're
exposure
basically
too.
you're basically relying on uh, Mane or Salah to get hurt, and then they also got Diogo Jota, who's played in the league before, and he's a really good player.
He's mad
Uh, who,
fast.
who had been playing in the league. So
Yeah.
like he started balling. So it was like, yeah, Doug, you're not gonna get any burn. He played a few games and he's a good player, but
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna go for him at Southampton necessarily, but
Mm.
I would love to see him at a like I could see him in La Liga or something like
Me
that
too. He was
too.
a La Liga player to me.
Yeah.
Like he'd be good. He'd be good on any of those teams like Sociedad. That'd be a cool loan if you went like Sociedad or something like that. Just on
Yeah.
a team that's like, or like a team that's like fringe top five or just right there top five, just looking to just get a little etch in there like a Villarreal or something. That'd be kind of cool. Just because
Hmm.
he'd be kind of be the staple or a big integral piece of that. So
Absolutely.
I don't have money for that.
Your boy, he's also 26 years old too. I thought he was younger.
He's at
Um,
Salzburg for a while, I think.
yeah, like 5 years.
Mhm.
Your boy Ainsley Maitland-Niles from Arsenal, loaned to West Brom. I was like, I don't even know what he does. Like, I don't even know what position he
He
is.
was like he used to be a right winger, and then they made him a right back because they got rid of Bellerin or whatever.
So Bellerin got hurt for a while.
He's just
He's like he's a,
people just like how Bellerin looks. Anybody really watch how Bellerin plays?
he tucks his jersey and it makes me annoyed.
I mean, I kind of respect the jersey tuck in. I can respect it. Literally, I could not care less, and I have not watched a single dash of this man playing. I don't even know if he actually plays for England or some other country. I don't know who he plays for.
He definitely plays for England.
I don't even know if he's English. Go ahead.
He is. Your boy Rugani, have
Who?
been your boy Rugani, who had, from Juve.
That's not my boy.
He had been loaned to Rennes, but they
Don't
ended
care.
that loan because he only played one match. And then now he's been loaned to Cagliari for the rest of the season.
Nice, the racist club. That's what's up.
I remember they were talking about Rugani being like the next thing.
Yeah, Rugani has the only thing. I'm gonna keep it such a stack with you right now, dog. I'm gonna keep it talking about Rugani. He's Italian. He's tall, and he can kind of stay in front of you a little bit. So all of a sudden, he's the next disciple in the defenders. It's not really that serious. I think that people aren't even understanding the transition in defenders nowadays. They're changing a lot. I think that center backs are becoming a lot more versatile, a lot more mobile. They have to be better on their feet. And I think that they want more athletic center backs. Hence, like Chelsea has like that Reece James dude. He's not 6'5", but he's like 6'1", 6'2". He's kind of big and he can move pretty well. He used to be a fullback. People want like that. David Alaba moving to that center back position. People kind of like that more. It makes a team a little more versatile. And I'm glad because I'm kind of tired of seeing those dudes. Like, who did Roma have? That big Argentinian, the one we used to call the tree dude. No tree.
Was this something with the F? I forgot.
This damn Italian Argentinian, whatever his name was.
I forgot his name. It starts with
Whatever.
an F,
Tree trunk over there. That like players like that. That's so 90s. Like we're moving around from that. I think a good example is like the perfect one is like a Van Dyke. Like that's a perfect example of a tall, athletic, powerful like center back.
well, it's interesting because when you started saying that, I'm agreeing with you, and I think like the last one of those is Van Dyke because Van Dyke's like 6'4" something like that. But even for him, all that height and weight, he's out for the season.
He's out. I mean, it was kind of a whack way to go. I mean, ACL tear, whatever. That's rough.
But like that he's a heavy dude. You know what I mean?
It's a demand on the body. I think the sport's going to see more of that because that's something we're used to watching. NFL here, NBA. We have a lot of like pretty tall to above male average players that get injured on a average male height average players. Like soccer doesn't really have that. They have a lot shorter players. But here we have a lot of players in our top sports that are very athletic, very big, very strong, and get injured at a high rate here. It's almost like commonplace to see injuries. Or if someone doesn't get injured, it's almost a novelty. Like, wow, this dude doesn't get injured? That's why I think Inyaki's so impressive. Like, dude, this guy hasn't got injured? That's pretty crazy. He's been playing so many games. That's an impressive feat. So, yes, you're going to have more of those. But I think a good counter would be getting someone like a Nacho. If you can find players that aren't necessarily so big, but just have enough athleticism at their height to make up for it, then they can really be that skill utility player that you need in the back line.
really in soccer, like, they're thinking of a tall center back for set pieces.
But it's
But like,
it's so ancient. The game doesn't
yeah,
even do that no more.
but
No.
it's like no, you'd rather have somebody who's not as tall but can jump high.
You know what an old school example was? Like Brazil used to have this Lucio dude. Lucio used to come sprinting up that backfield because he was tall, but he had a long, fast stride. So that's the kind of the center back game now. Some of these center backs game gets a lot higher up the field. The game has changed a lot in terms of like how the players' mobility are in the back line. So you're gonna see a lot of changes. You know, a good example of an injury, Zuma. Zuma was like that. Kurt Zuma on Chelsea, very athletic, very
Heavy,
tall, like
heavy.
athletic. Messed that knee up too. That's a lot of weight and size moving around like that, especially in soccer, which is huge based on your foot and leg work with no breaks. You're just running around for a
Yeah,
long time. So, yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
I think there's going to be a lot more of like the Ramos size center backs, like 6 foot, 6'1",
Yeah,
five
which is a good
elevens.
size. Especially if you have athleticism, you can make up for it a lot with like set pieces. If you're 6'1", just get them doing a lot of box drills, and they can get a lot of verticality on their jumping and stuff.
It's more of a thing to be able to. Even this in sports like football. Like it's not necessarily about being tall; it's about how high you can get. Like
I found
so,
his name,
who?
Federico Fazio.
Oh,
Fazio,
I
big
was
big
thinking,
tree man.
I was
I
thinking
am
Fabricio.
you. One of my favorite band bands, 6'5". Yeah, 6'5" and runs at 40 in 9 seconds.
Right. Another center back, your boy Tadibo from a loan from Barcelona to Nice. He's a good one, but I guess he can't
I
really.
think that's a great pickup for underachiever Todibo. I mean, underachiever Nice. Todibo's pretty good. He's pretty cool, and I don't think he's still. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. He might even be ready to play in Barcelona, but it's just like you're still starting PK out there because maybe the contract he's making is probably bonkers too. He's gotten that Shakira money, so he's getting baller money right now. But I think that he was a pretty good player. I think he's a pretty good player. I think Barcelona would be kind of a refresh team. It would have been cool to see them with like Firpo there and Todibo starting. All these guys just kind of getting more minutes. Umtiti back there. It'd been kind of cool to see that kind of lineup going out there and newer faces and than previously before. But they're still holding on to the classics. So
I
it's a good
guess
loan, especially I think it's always good for a defender to get loaned out to France to really see like to get test out their athleticism, how they can handle speed in a different type of game because it's hard pressed to leave from playing in Spain and France and playing bad into the league after that. Like France is a really good like test of your skill to go play there.
yeah. I mean, he's from France. He came from Toulouse, but I guess he was loaned out last season too, and
He
then
was.
this season he was at Benfica, but he didn't really play that much. So I don't even know. I thought he was there, but
No.
whatever. But it's good for Nice because Dante's out for the season. They need some more center back help.
Yeah. Shout out Dante Trubayano.
Yeah, include another true Bayana, your cousin. Um, your boy Sammy Khedira, mentioned him earlier, to Hertha Berlin, loan from Juve. I don't know when's the last time he played for real.
I
Uh,
have no comment on Sammy Khedira trade loan updates. Who did he play for?
he was on Juve, but he's going to Hertha
He
Berlin.
definitely has played Juve since like 2018, but I'm down.
I'm gonna see right
This
now.
dude Kadira has he has one Copa Italia appearance this whole year. How did he played in 12 matches? When? Oh, that's 2019, dog. He didn't play
Yeah,
this year yet.
yeah, no, he hasn't played this season. Um, yeah, I was like looking at some comments
Another
that were.
traitor.
I was looking at some comments that were like, "Thank you so much for getting him off our getting him." But I'm like, it's only a loan though.
I mean, it's just one of the things where no one else want to pick that salary. Actually, he's literally made 0 appearances this year in Italy. He's at 0. He's been chilling at the crib eating donuts, just like Eden Hazard's fat ass has. So he finally got loaned out.
Like Sammy Khedira though as a player, I always
I
like.
do like Sammy Khedira. Sammy Khedira, I have my feelings about players and when they play for certain countries, but big shout out to Khedira. He did the damn thing. I like him, and I always have respect for a slow defensive midfielder because whenever they show me this wide array of skill sets that a lot of athletic defenders, center defensive mids can't do, big respect. Like he has such a graceful touch, passing, beautiful passing. He almost reminded me of Alonso in Real Madrid when he played for them. Like he has like that kind of style. And Oz adapted really well to when he played for the German national team too. So shout out to Sam Kadir, great player.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully he can raise up Hertha Berlin. I can't be having my boy Guendouzi on a team getting relegated.
I mean, he probably gonna take Guendouzi's spot. I'm just kidding.
No, I actually like it sucks because I do have the ESPN your ESPN Plus login, but
I clicked on the game one time and I unclicked it.
Like I never.
It started up. I was like, "Am I really about to watch Hertha Berlin right now?" Lord, I can't do it today. Maybe on a Tuesday.
Like I watch the highlights, but like I always forget to go on there and watch matches, and I did it not too long ago, so I'll try to do it.
Yeah.
Soon.
The only thing is, I've had a hard time with them. They used to have a really easy database for watching past games, and it's like really weird now. Now it's like they don't want me to find the old games.
You know what? ESPN Plus, like you can do it on the Roku, like on the TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I need to do.
You just do ESPN, and it'll click you to ESPN Plus.
Okay, because that's what I need to do because like I'll build.
Yeah, you can put ESPN on there. Yeah, Roku.
Yeah. The biggest transfer that's happened so far, 2021. Your boy DeAndre Yedlin to Galatasaray from Newcastle. He's played 10 matches this season for Newcastle, but he is off to Galatasaray for free transfer. Your boy DeAndre Yedlin.
He might like it out there. Yedlin's kind of turned up. Anyways, I was gonna say that I was watching. One day I clicked on like a comment about ESPN FC, like on like a Newcastle game. Oh man, do those fans like to rip Yedlin a new one? Jesus Christ,
Really?
they be going in on the dog. He was definitely on the outs. They were talking about if only he knew how to do anything else but just run.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard that he was just running a lot and losing that ball. He's probably having the Hakimi effect for them. So, Yedlin, I like Yedlin a lot. That's the homie, straight out of Seattle Sounders, real one in these streets. Always got love for Yedlin. A real American still doing it out there. You know, I think he was one of the big first like big like new era big moves for the guys. You know, I know Clint Dempsey in the past played for Fulham or whatever and had his moves and stuff like that. But in the newer era, he was the first one to kind of really do it because, you know, he kind of came onto that Tottenham team when Tottenham was kind of getting a little bit of that swag. Then he got loaned out to Newcastle. Newcastle had that resurgence. So that was.
He went to Sunderland. He never even played for Tottenham. He went to Sunderland.
I know. I'm saying but he was signed to Tottenham. And that was like a thing to talk about. And then he went to Newcastle. Went to Newcastle when they were kind of at their low, and they came back up with them. So shout out. You know, he got to play alongside one of my favorite slept-on French players, Saint Maximilian Pegasus. Slept on forever. But yeah, so big ups to them.
I think he went to Sunderland for a second too, though. He did. And then he went to Newcastle.
Someone's garbage.
Yes.
Very bad.
But yeah, so that's interesting. We'll see. I don't really know anything about Galatasaray this season, but hopefully, as I texted to you, like it sucks because usually Galatasaray is in Europe playing, and that'd have been cool. Like at least you go somewhere you can play in Europe.
I've watched more Turkish league games this season than German league at all, so I'll say that.
Yeah,
the day I watched Besiktas versus Fenerbahce, I was kind of low key turned up watching that. I was kind of getting it cracking because I actually kind of watched because I hope it was a fight. To be honest with you,
that is racist, sir.
Does that mean
that's racist?
They always show. No, I'm just saying they always show. It was like fights and arguments in that league. What's up with that league? Is so turned. I'm not saying crowds. I'm saying the actual players. Not all the players are Turkish. You idiot.
Whoa. Okay, a non-transfer, but something that people were expecting to see. Your boy Bamadele Ali is staying at Tottenham for the rest of the season. There's a big speculation he was going to go to PSG.
That would have sucked. PSG dodged a bullet. Nice.
I also kind of think that Mourinho is just like literally evil. And Dele Alli probably was like, "Oh, I want to leave," and he's like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And like all these rumors came out.
He probably made it so hard.
Yeah, he was probably like, "No." He's like, "No, you're not going anywhere." Like behind the scenes, like, "No, don't let him go. I want him to stay here."
He's probably going to be the one player that Mourinho always has every season that has this weird youth player spat with. De Bruyne, Lukaku. There's just examples of like these players that like just like Mourinho decides to be a weirdo with, and it's probably Dele Alli this time. The only reason I didn't want to see Dele Alli go to PSG is because it's like, why? Like, what? That's not the position that like you need right now. Why would you want anybody to even take a minute away from I've already reached my ceiling cap Verratti? Like, I don't even know like what we're doing there. You have actually a gang of midfielders. Like, what's really the deal? If anything, I would have been hoping you guys would. It'd been kind of cool if they maybe got like someone like a Todibo or something like that on loan or whatever. Just anything to maybe shore up the defensive line or just something to help out their attackers because it'd be looking mad. It looking mad scraggly out there in some of those games. I'm like, where are you getting these Sunday league players from? I might put on a jersey 94 another day, just get out there, get it cracking. So it'd be looking weird sometimes out there, especially early in the season. But yeah, so I it's just not the time right now. I think maybe if like Verratti had left, during this transfer window, I could have seen them loaned in Dele Alli just to like do something, and I would have respected. I'm like, oh, they're just trying, like whatever, like he can run around and pass the ball. That's all you really got to do out here. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for him to go to PSG other than
No.
to just be potentially clouded up playing with Mbappe and Neymar. But
Yeah.
I think that Mourinho wants him to suffer on the bench. Like
I
he'll
think he
probably
has
play.
sadistic personality for sure, like sadistic tendencies, like especially with certain players. It's weird sometimes. I hope
Yeah,
there's a
like
scandal one day. Go ahead.
yeah, and I did look up his politics, and I'm pretty sure he's a right winger.
Really?
Yeah, I remember looking it up
Really?
years ago on the for
Maria's
the
a right
podcast.
winger? I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised that low key I am.
From what I remember, and like as I was saying earlier, like we made a podcast
Yeah.
so long that we can say years ago in referring to episodes.
It's dope yet sad. Go ahead.
Like I remember looking up because it was when we were talking about him being senile, and I was like, what are his politics? And from what I remember, they were saying he votes right wing in Portugal.
Interesting, because I always thought like but of course, disclaimer: right wing is a lot different than in Portugal than here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so it may be because like coming from the American perspective, I've always kind of felt like he said things that were kind of more like left than anything, but probably because like it's out there and also he's talking to the media. So yeah, I'm sure he does actually. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
he does have a black wife though.
African wife.
Okay, African.
Yeah, African wife. I mean,
Racist.
who? I, I'm willing to call her black, but you got to at least see a picture of her first but she was born in Angola. It was a colony of Portugal.
From the Portuguese, he's Portuguese. That's great to know.
Who?
It was colonized by the Portugal, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. I mean, she
And
was
he's
born in
Portuguese,
Africa.
so good for you, man.
Who?
Marino, great job, man. You're doing great.
Yeah, he's doing more than you.
I put in more work in the streets though, but go ahead.
But did you marry an African?
No, that's not on my resume as of yet. 2020 is a long. 2021 is a long year.
Also, last one. Expected news. I'd seen that it happened. I don't know if it's happened yet, but they're saying Neymar is going to sign an extension with PSG, which they're saying it's a 4-year extension. Is probably not going to be 4 years. We'll see, but it'll at least keep him there for 2 seasons at least.
I'm assuming they want to do 4 years because they want to keep him at 5 total every year or something like that, or close to 5-year total contract.
Well, it's going to be at least 2 years.
3 seasons have gone by, right?
I'm sorry.
3 seasons have gone by.
This is a 4-year extension.
I know. I'm saying like 3 seasons have gone by since he's been there, right? Three seasons, I think. Neymar's
been in 2017.
So he probably signed a 5-year deal when he came in. No. I get it. He's within that like less than 2-year window, so they probably want to get him on a new one. Yeah, I mean, extensions in soccer are only meant to like drive up the value of a player. He probably wanted. Honestly, they probably want to just redo his clause more than they really want to do the contract. That's probably what he really wanted. Because if he does get out on transfer, you want to be able to redo that transfer fee a little bit so it doesn't sound too crazy, or they get more out of it. Who knows? But that's what's up. I mean, I wouldn't really recommend you go to Barcelona right now, my guy. So maybe if Messi leaves, that'd be a good time to go. Turn up a little bit, start over. You like starting over, so go ahead.
I could see if Messi leaves, like I could see him going back to Barcelona, maybe. But
I feel like it'd take Messi and like a Griezmann going. They really got to get some financial security a little bit.
True. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because on some level, I think that Neymar likes playing at Paris, because and we've discussed this before. Like, he's really not the type of player who wants to take on so much pressure. And there is pressure at Paris, but there's not so much.
No.
Like, there is some, like, yeah, we want to win Champions League, we want to, but it's like you're not like you don't have to though. You know what I mean? And also, you play in France; it's not as like intense pressure as playing in EPL or playing for certain teams in Spain. Um, so,
I agree with that. I agree with you, but also I feel that it's like he probably has a little more sense of hope in him after last season getting to the final. He is a competitor. He's a
yeah,
competitor. And
sure.
if I'm one of the top players in the world, I am a competitor. The previous seasons getting bounced early, being injured. Yeah, I want to get the hell out. I'm over this shit. Like, honestly, I'm over it. But after coming off that final, like getting close to that, getting right there, like you literally got to see the trophy when you're walking out. You want to chase that feeling. So I get it. He probably wants to come back. Think we can do this. We can do this. This might be that little window where Mbappe's still there. He's still there. Like, we have this little window. Let's just give it one more crack. And if I have to do an extension for it, whatever. Let's get it cracking. So I do you think I didn't want him to dip, honestly. Like right now, I want to see if they could try again. We'll see what the deal is. But let's focus on winning that league first. But yeah,
Um, Also, Mbappe's contract, I think, is over this summer too.
he didn't
So
resign yet.
no, so it'll
Yeah.
take, like, they're talking about, he like Neymar has said, I hope Mbappe stays. So we'll see. Mbappe might be like I grew up here, dog. I want to see something different.
Mbappe's out of there. He's gone. He's gone, dog. You're out
I
of
mean,
here.
I don't know. We'll
Get
see.
out
I
of
mean,
here, B.
Mbappe might be like, look, we can do
He's
something.
looking at Donut Boy over here in Real Madrid and said, "Time to shine, baby. Donut Boy out for another 6 weeks again. I'm time to go back."
Mbappe will definitely have to adjust his game at Real Madrid. Him and Neymar both play like a very individualistic type of football playing there at Paris. It's not good, it makes for good highlights and stuff. But I think when he gets to Real Madrid, if he goes to Real Madrid, he'll have to do something different.
I agree. Especially to you know, me and you both really enjoy watching players, and we watch players to a scout perspective without even realizing we're really scouting. It's just like natural in us. Like, it's not like I turn on this like scout mode. I'm watching a player, and what I'm enjoying is my scouting of him. I'm like, oh, look at that movement. Oh, look at his off ball movement. Oh, look how he has the ball. Like, and I get obsessed with certain players because I really enjoy their style. So, like, recently for me has been like a player like Rafael Leão. Like, I'm really obsessed with watching him Milan. Like, it's fun to watch him play. Like, he has so many similarities to, like, when I watch him, as of course he's so young. It's like I see so many similarities of like what I really would want in a good winger, like good size, good speed, and really good ball control. I'm like, now we have something to work with here. So when I look at players at Real Madrid seem to have this fantasy about, that's the kind of player I'd be scouting, or a player like that. I'm like, we're looking for someone to plug and play a little bit, or just build in this right role, or build within the right thing that we're asking for in this position. Right now, these annoying fans and people don't feel like Vinicius is that kind of guy right now, right? But that's because you're not looking at Vinicius being Vinicius. Like, the rumors and stuff are like being ridiculous. So players like that, Mbappe would have to adjust. Other players have to adjust, but there's also players out there I think that would be a good role for that too. And Mbappe, I think, absolutely would have to adjust coming to Real Madrid. I don't know what Mbappe would play at Real Madrid. Would he be a left winger? Would he be a striker? It'd be kind of interesting to see like what he'd be really doing for the team.
This fool had to get Vinicius in there somewhere.
Shit, break my heart.
It's
The
all good.
untouchable. They say he's untouchable.
I do think that Mbappe would prefer to play on the left.
Oh yeah, no, I don't mean left or right. I just mean like left or like a little more central. I don't know what he wants to do. So
Yeah, I would imagine he wants to play on the wing, but
yeah,
we'll see. Like, I do think that, and I feel like this is obvious that Mbappe is more replaceable than Neymar.
yeah.
And this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I do think that PSG could be more successful with someone like, I mean, I would love to say Rafael Leao. I haven't watched him play since Milan days. Um, but like, I think they would be more successful with someone like Son than Mbappe.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? Because Mbappe is a big star now. And he has a lot of expectations. He's playing in his hometown. You know, Neymar is the big. It's a lot of ego, you know. And even if they play well with each other and they're cool with each other, like when Mbappe isn't scoring goals, he's really frustrated. And
Been a
it's
while. He ain't doing too amazingly either.
and it's way more visible with him not scoring goals than it is with Neymar even.
He's young,
Uh,
yeah.
so I think that PSG would be better off just like how they had to get rid of Cavani. You know, sometimes you can't have too many of those personalities there. So I could see them being more successful with like Neymar, Moises Keane, uh, maybe even get rid of Di Maria, but with
Yeah, Di Maria. Them legs ain't holding up for long.
someone like Son or some other like winger person who's like a baller, you know.
Don't get Son because I'll literally buy a PSG Son jersey so fast. That'd be so hard to rock that.
Okay. Anyway, that's it for the transfers and loans. Real quick, you know what I'm saying? You know, we cover everything over here. We made a podcast. You know, we talk about NBA when we feel like it. We talk about handball when we feel like it. But we got a big event coming up on Sunday. We got the NFL. We got the Super Bowl. We got old ass Tom Brady. If you ever, please, anybody, look, if you want to know who Tom Brady really is, go on, I don't know about YouTube, but go on World Star and just search Tom Brady kiss. Just do that. World Star. I'm
Make
not
sure you
gonna
use
say
the
that.
VPN too, so you don't get your phone, your computer hacked.
Look, it's on World Star. I seen it on World Star. It's on World
How
Star.
many times?
How many times I watch it? This fool Caesar right here. But yeah, Tom Brady, 43 years old. Damn, yep, it comes up. Caesar, the thumbnail picture is wild.
You gotta love World Star.
What's the name? We got Tom Brady, 43 years old, going against Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady of the Bucks, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs.
Yeah, 20 years younger.
Indeed. You know, I'm probably not gonna watch the whole game, but I'll check out some of it. You want to watch the Weeknd halftime performance? We made a music award winner for you.
Who is it?
The Weeknd.
Oh, really? I'll watch that.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'll watch it on YouTube because I'm not gonna watch the game. But
So give a prediction. I think this might be the year you watched the least NFL because you watch a little tiny.
yeah,
bit.
this is definitely my least. I didn't even know. I was shocked they were playing. I was like, what the hell? The people talking about LA Rams. I'm like, that we still have a team here? Wow. I thought that foreclosed. I'm definitely gonna say that I think like the Bucks are gonna get destroyed.
Really?
Yeah, that's my prediction. I have no basis. I have nothing to go off of this, but I think it's gonna be a Tom Brady flop.
Well, they were saying that about because they just had to play Green Bay in Green Bay, and they were like, "Oh, he's too old. It's going to be so cold."
He balled out,
and the Bucks won.
I mean, I think it's I'm literally just being a fool. Like Tom Brady is is literally the greatest quarterback in NFL history, hands down. Like he's literally like ridiculous, and he only further proved that not even by winning all those championships, by going to freaking Tampa Bay and then still getting it cracking. That shows you can't even say, oh, it's system based. My guy, he did it down there too. He did it in freaking Florida and Tampa Bay. Ugh. So look what the Bucks record was last year. Didn't come at me. So, they're probably going to ball out, probably going to win. But just because I'm bored and I haven't not watched all season, I'm just going to say it's going to be wild. It's going to be one of those games, just like when we watched Seattle, where it just got ridiculous. Like the Seattle. I'm hoping it's that game that everybody's like upset that after like one quarter is boring. I hope it's like that.
They're playing in Florida, in Tampa, actually. I want
because they can't play nowhere damn else, but it's like a COVID bomb happening.
Well, dog, Caesar, it's crazy because obviously, like the NFL teams are in a lot of like, kind of rural places. I seen games. I'm like, there's hella people in the stand. They were like Tennessee, Cleveland,
Indiana had like a group of players too. I was like, there's a lot of people there.
Kansas City. Like, I'm like, yo, there's.
I thought
hella
it was really weird that weekend highlight and Nothing Sport was like that. They were talking about that lady screaming at LeBron James. Like, y'all got fans and stuff going on? What the hell? It was in Ohio. I was like, wow.
Georgia never closed, so never.
It was the Hawks, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were playing Atlanta.
I thought it was the Cleveland because their jerseys look just like the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Caesar, obviously, We Made It podcast Instagram follows many Atlanta residents, and anybody, I'm like, they never closed down out there, sir.
They're still doing concerts down there. I'm not snitching though.
They are doing all kinds of
all the clubs are open.
All of them.
All of them.
No question. No question. Anyway, we made a podcast. I kind of want to name this Gucci Flip Flops.
I mean, at this point, CBS, come on, they like Gucci's, right? They like Gucci shoes.
Dude, show the picture of Messi and them damn flip flops. We made a podcast episode 188. Unbelievable. And Caesar, still, we're talking about 44 months. That's a Fed sentence. We have not missed a week.
44 months, and I hope everyone has goals this month, as I have. I have goals on Black History Month. I have goals for Black History Month. Hope some people do, whether you are Black or not, just to get in touch more with the culture, understand the culture that's very much a part of American history. That's my goal. Learn a little bit something. Just find out something I didn't know before. I want to learn a little bit more, do a little bit more reading. So that's my goal. Also, Vinicius Jr., the fact that how dare they have Transformers about Vinicius Jr. on Black History Month is a shamble. It's a shamble to everything Martin Luther. The Deep South.
You want to read this book? The Deepest
I'm down
South,
to make that my goal. I'll read that.
The United States, Brazil, and the African slave trade.
I want to read that. I mean, I always call Brazil the real Deep South for the longest, but go ahead.
The Deepest South.
I used to say they used to make jokes about, oh, it's a dirty South. I'm like, you don't even know what a real dirty South is, my friend.
They don't know about diapers.
You don't know nothing about going below that equator.
You don't know nothing about them diapers, B.
Yeah, no one tell you anything about them diapers but you.
You don't know about that Uganda. I'll never forget that damn picture you sent me. You're like, oh yeah, this is like where
it looked like I sent you a video like I'm hanging out in damn Liberia.
And you're like, oh yeah, this is where my dad's family lives. I'm like, God damn.
You want to talk about overachiever right here, baby. I overachieved the hell. Whenever I go back to Brazil, I get humbled, sir. I'm like, man, your boy made it out.
Luana, don't listen to this part.
She definitely not here after 2 hours.
I seen that picture. I was like, you said he was going to Brazil. I didn't know he was going to Africa. What the hell?
That's what I want. I want to set you up. Like, yeah, we're going to have fun to be bougie. Take you all the rough gutter places.
Caesar, I'm telling you right now, I can't go to a developing country. I got to be rich. I got to be around the rich people.
I know. And I would never do that to my friends. I'm not doing that. Even if I had friends that were like, I'm just genuinely curious, I'd be like, I'm the wrong one to go to because I ain't ratting out on my people like this. I'm not doing that. If we're going to Brazil, I'm making it Club Med all the way, baby. We're going hard. I'm not doing that because I'm not exposing my country to you like this. I'm not doing this. I'm not letting you go home with diaper pics of us like this.
Like, I already know.
You're not going to be walking on no streets where there's just straight dirt and no road. There's going to be pavement wherever we are, like, unless it's a beach.
I'm already aware that exists there. I'm not trying to go somewhere and experience poverty. Like, I don't want to do that.
Okay, all right. Thanks, man. Right.
And part of it is because, I used to be in the Deep South here too. I've seen some bad stuff. I know it's 10 times worse there. I don't want to do it.
Like, we're never going to go on a bus in Brazil. Just know that.
I'm down to go on the
Only
bus
rental
too.
cars. We're not going no goddamn bus. The bus is the ultimate test of poverty. It's intense on there, dog.
But not like the city bus though. I don't want to go on that bus.
Oh no, we only take the AC bus. The AC bus is lit. The little 15-seater, that's the lit bus. When
Yeah,
that AC bus pull up, I'm like, let's go. It's about to be set at 32 degrees. Let's go, dog. And I don't mean Celsius.
I might want to hire some damn security while we're there too.
Okay,
Shit.
yeah. I knew somebody like went there and talked about how I went to Brazil and they like literally had like a driver the whole time. Like that's how to get it cracking.
He
He
better have
pulled up in like an all black Ford Focus. I'm like, that's how to get it cracking right there.
he better have a damn couple pistols on him too.
I wouldn't doubt that. And you know, Brazil got no tint laws. Them window tints was like 1%, dog. I'm like, how are you even seeing out of this car? It's just straight black paint.
Anyway, we made it. We made a podcast episode 188. 44 months, never missed a week. Insane.
All different hairstyles still here.
We need that international call up.
The best thing about watching those episodes is just seeing how like I have serious issues with keeping the same hairstyle for 44 months. Let's go.
I'm not concerned.
It's definitely an adventure from the beginning episodes to like now. I'm like, what's going on here?
I'm not concerned with your hair.
I am.
But yeah, make sure you subscribe wherever, and you're probably not here anymore. So holler.